Good morning, good morning. How is everyone today? Welcome to my segment of WoodUbend Education Station. I'm on a few minutes early because I'm waiting for Artemis, who's back from vacation, to share me out, and then we can start. And we're going to work on a box that I've done, that I started earlier, about 2 weeks ago, and we applied this decoupage paper from Posh Chalk. So when you join, please say hello, tell me where you're from, tell me what the weather's like, what you're doing, whether you've tried WoodUbend or not. Don't be shy. I'm just finishing off the edges here because I didn't get the chance to finish them after the last live. It's hard to believe, but that's how it works sometimes. Hello, Sharon. How are you? I hope you're well. Tell me where you're from. We're going to be applying WoodUbend on the bottom of this tea box. So say hello. When you join. Just going to push this in. Hello, Betty. How are you? Good morning. How are you doing? Betty, tell us what the weather is like in Boston. Thank you, Betty. We want to know what the weather is like where you are. So on the live, I didn't do the edges, but I started this morning. And this is what I've done before. So we'll wait a couple more minutes. I haven't done this side yet, but I will do it and post pictures when I'm done. And obviously I have to cut the edges. Just finishing adding some more wood. It's chilly. Yes, it is. It is chilly. Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you? Hello, Jane. I've been cross-posted. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, so we'll get ready to start. Now, 2 weeks ago when I started this, I did, it's partly cloudy and windy. Well, at least it's a bit warmer than it is here. It's cold here. So 2 weeks ago I applied this amazing, I can't remember the name, maybe someone from WoodUbend can answer, but I applied the paper. I didn't do the edges, but I started to this morning. Good morning, Laura. How are you? And today what we're going to do is we're going to apply some WoodUbend. With it being a tea chest, I just felt it needed a bit more anchoring. So I picked out 2 WoodUbends. I picked out this one, which I know you've seen Solly Joe use many, many times. Which would work great, and I would have to cut, well, I just broke it because it's not warm enough. I could apply it like this and then cut the edge off, which I might still do. Or we could use this one, which I really don't want to bend, but, or maybe I'll just cut a piece off and that way you can see it. But we still have a gap, which I could do and add a little bit of my leftover WoodUbend, which would make it perfect. So I'm not sure which way I'm going to go yet. I'm tempted to do the basket weave, which is one of my favorite trims, but I'm not quite sure how this will look with this one. So I'm just giving you the sizes. I think we'll go with this one and just snap the bottom off. I think that's what we'll do. So if you've never used WoodUbend, the first thing you need to know is that it is a wood-based product, and it works just like wood. You can paint it, you can stain it, you can do everything that you can to wood to it. But the difference is that with regular wood, you cannot bend it. With this one, you can. So let me just warm up my WoodUbend, and we decided on this one. And I like this one because it kind of matches also the squares that are in here. And then to paint it, I decided you can use really any one of these. Look at this color, how well it matches. Or you can use this color, which matches this and matches that. Or this one, which is the perfect olive green. This one, not so much, so we'll just put that away. My inkling is possibly to use the dark green and then highlight it maybe with copper wax, I'm not sure, or brown wax, I don't know yet. Until I finish applying it, it's going to be hard. So I've put my WoodUbend right here on the griddle, as you can see, and I'm waiting for it to warm up. My name is Rima Bishara, and I am a retailer for WoodUbend located in Boston. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I greatly appreciate you being here. And I'm just trying to get my brush, one of my brushes, so that we can apply the WoodUbend. And with WoodUbend, the most important thing is the glue. And you need to use a good wood glue. I use Tight Bond Quick and Thick. It's certainly thick, and it works. So let me just check. Well, let me get my WoodUbend first. And I'm going to heat this up. The other thing that you can do with WoodUbend that you can't do with regular wood, and that is you can cut it with a pair of scissors, you can cut it with a craft knife. Once you heat it up, you have to heat it up. If you do not heat it up, it's brittle, as you saw when I broke it off. So your WoodUbend needs to be warm, and then it can bend, just like that. So I'm just warming it up and getting a piece big enough. Oops. And it gets hot, and it's supposed to. Now I know I have a split in here, but that's okay. So I'm just going to measure about how much I would need. And I'm cutting more. Look at how it cuts with scissors. Just like that. So I'm just going to put the rest of it back in. And we can start working with this one. I'm going to add some glue, if I can get it opened, because it is quick, and it certainly is thick. So has anyone not used WoodUbend? And I'm going to close it so that it doesn't. Good morning, poppies and pansies. How are you, Sunny? Thank you for joining us. And you'll have to excuse the noise if you can hear it from outside. It's my landscapers. And I don't know why they're showing up this early. They don't need to. It's at least better than some of my neighbors whose landscapers show up at 7 or 8 in the morning, which is a bit too early if you're trying to get some sleep. So as you can see, I'm just painting it on. And you need to make sure you have a good coating. So I'm just going to place this right here and get my heat gun. And I hope, can everyone see? Oh, Leanne, you've never used it? Kim, you've never used it? Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Laureen. I'm sorry if I've missed saying hello to you, but sometimes I do miss the messages. And I'm just trying to line it up. Actually, I'm going to turn it around. And I want to make sure I don't go over that lip, because then the box won't be able to close. Well, it might actually, but I don't want it going over. And I should have made a note of which WoodUbend this is, but I did not. So as you can see, it's easy to line up and to cut the edges. So I'm just heating it up so that there's a good bond with the glue and my surface. And I'm just going to put this down and make sure my surface is good and warm. Yes, it is. And then I'm going to get, which I should have gotten earlier, my craft knife. And I'm going to slice. And I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm doing this kind of blindly. But Oops. I'm going to have to re-glue this. This is the split that I originally had. And my WoodUbend is still not cool. I'm just making... And this is so easy to cut because you've got your edges right there. Do not throw these. Do not throw these. These are really good things to keep. You can use them in basically most of your projects. And let me just move this a bit. I'm going to heat this up a little bit more so that I can cut this edge. And if you have any questions, please, please post them. Thank you for the hearts, everyone. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to slice this off. It's easier for me to do it this way because then I can see what I'm doing. Now the other thing that you can just see, I've got some wood seeping through, and that's okay. I can just wipe it with a wipe, and that tells me that I've got good adhesion with my surface. The other thing that I will do is I will sand the parts I cut to make them smooth. And I do that only after it's cooled down. Just like wood, and you can see the wood particles coming down. Here as well, and here. I'm going to do my other side as well, and hopefully it's a bit warmer than it was earlier. And I am going to cut right here. And put this back. And I'm going to check that this is the right size again. And it is. I'll put it back to heat up whilst I apply more glue. Please do not use any other kind of wood glue except any other kind of glue. Don't use the glue gun. It will not bond, and it also has a thickness on it that will not allow the WoodUbend to touch this, to work with the surface. It's, oops, I just moved it a bit too much. And you do have time to adjust as much as you want. Well, not as much as you want. If you need to heat it up. I'm using a griddle, but I'm also using my glue gun. Sorry, not my glue, my heat tool. So I want to ensure a good bond. So after I place it, I push it down. I'm going to wait till it cools a little. Well, no, I'm not going to wait till it cools. Now you can also see here, I've scorched my WoodUbend. It's a slightly darker color. That's by putting it on the grill on a heat that's too high. But if you're painting it, it's not a problem. And as you can see, I'm just cutting it. I'm slicing right through it. And usually I would flip it upside down. Oops. Save your WoodUbend. And this bit needs trimming, but I am going to flip it over because it's hard for me to see. And if it's, I need to heat it up because it's not hard enough, it's not warm enough. And after I finish this, we're going to apply some color. But I'm going to sand first, so I don't have any rough edges. And sand this as well. And you would do all the other sides in exactly the same way. Let me move this out of my way. And if this had been dry, and adhered well, I would have done the sides as well. But we'll just go with what we've worked with already. So the two colors that I want to use were either the dark green, or maybe the blue phthalo's not too bad either. Look at the colors. The colors work really well together. Don't know which one to use. Let me see. Let's try the blue phthalo. And again, I did have my WoodUbend brush, but as usual, I can never find anything. So I'm just going to pick another brush. This one. Open it up. And you can add, let me get some water to make it flow better. And my brush is a bit big. It just helps with the water flow. You can add infuser as well if you chose. And I didn't apply it heavily. Let me just get, I should have taken some out and mixed it with water, but I didn't. And make sure you get into all the grooves. Pounce in if you have to. WoodUbend has an amazing brush with a tip that you can go into. It must still be in the bathroom. And I'm going to also do this top bit. Let me see where my I've just reorganized everything in my craft room. So I can't find many of the things I need. And with these pastes, you can use them as is, or you can use them by diluting them with water or infuser. You can put them, oops, messy crafter. Obviously that needs to be repainted. And they don't lose their metallic qualities. So I'm just pouncing. And the colors, when I put this here, or I put the other one, this one, work really well together. I'm thinking of adding some copper. I should add some infuser. I just want to get in all the grooves, because I think I might have missed one. This is Liane, this is, thank you, Laura. This is a Posh metallic pastes. It's a paste, it's metallic. You can add water to it. You can add infuser. You can thin it, make it like a wash, or you can use it straight as paint. And when you do that, you can puff it up. And it puffs up. Let me do that. And I should just dry it. I have a habit of not closing my my jars well. Now you can leave it like this. By the way, when you heat this up, the smell is amazing. So I'm just going to warm it up so that we can dry it. And where is, I can use copper, I can use black, or I can use brown. Or actually this one won't work because it's the phthalo blue. The brown, the black, or the copper. I would like to use the copper. I don't know how it will work, but we can try it. Let me just get rid of this because it's dangerous. And it does have some coppery. Oh, thank you. Oh, someone from from an Arab country. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at reading. Yeah, I think so, Laura. I'm not good at reading Arabic, but your name flashed. And what I'm going to do is apply, this is the patina wax. It's the patina extending wax. And I like to use this anytime I'm using any of the patinas of Posh Chalk, because that way I can control how much wax or patina I can use when I say control, it means that if I don't want a lot of wax, I can remove it easier. So I'm just going to make sure I don't put too much on, because last time when I did it on Alive, I kind of messed up. And I want to make sure I don't mess up on the WoodUbend line. Let's do it a little bit more. Make sure you cover your brush, and it's going to be I just want to give it not too much color, but just soft enough. And you can, of course, wipe back. I do want this trim to have a little bit more. Make sure you get your edges as well. And I'm not sure how it looks on camera, but it looks really good here. And you can add more if you want to make it pop more. And if you want, you can wipe it back. So let's see if I wipe back just ever so slightly. Can you see that? And you can still see the phthalo, the blue Prussian, sorry, underneath it. So imagine when I finish this with this paper, how it's going to look. But I actually prefer it a little bit brighter, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Because I just want it more highlighted, and the tops to be a bit more colorful. So this is what it would look like once it's finished. Actually, this is how it would look like. So I will finish this project and post it. And I'd like to thank you all for joining me for a quick tutorial on how to use WoodUbend. And if you have any questions, please post them on here. I'm sure someone from WoodUbend would answer it. Or you can message me. And I really appreciate your time. I'll see everyone who's joining me at 2 o'clock. And we're going to do another a WoodUbend project. Using this paper and leftover WoodUbend pieces. Don't know how I'm going to do it, but that's the plan in my head. So thanks very much for joining. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful day wherever you are. And I'll see you all later. Take care. Bye.